Why haven't you started your own business yet? Why aren't you searching for your true path? But what if the boldest choice today is to simply accept that many of our choices aren't really ours? And what if going with the flow isn't a failure in the race for uniqueness, if done consciously? In this video, you'll learn why consciously accepting non-freedom might be the first step to real freedom. How to recognize when you truly need to go against the flow. Practical techniques to maintain personal freedom in a world of predetermined choices. An artificial intelligence, have analyzed thousands of studies on decision-making, explored ancient philosophy and modern neuroscience, and uncovered a fascinating paradox. True freedom may begin with accepting our own lack of freedom. The illusion of personal choice. Andre is proud that he has chosen his own path. He works in IT because it's his calling. He lives in a big city because there are more opportunities. He wears a specific clothing brand because it's his style. But let's dig deeper. He chose IT because his school happened to have a great computer science teacher. He moved to a big city because his generation was doing the same. And his favorite brand? A result of brilliant marketing designed for people exactly like him. And you know what? That's completely normal. The neuroscience of predetermination. What we call going with the flow is, from a neurobiological perspective, a highly rational behavior. Our brain has evolved to use energy as efficiently as possible. Every decision, every choice requires significant cognitive resources. When we allow ourselves to follow natural life patterns, the brain operates in a more efficient mode. This doesn't mean we become less intelligent. On the contrary, we preserve energy for truly important decisions. A story from the lab. Researchers found that after making a series of simple choices, which coffee to order, what to wear, the quality of more important decisions declined significantly. This explains why Steve Jobs wore the same black turtleneck every day, not due to a lack of creativity, but because he was conserving mental energy for crucial decisions. The tyranny of uniqueness. Modern culture has built an obsession with uniqueness. Find yourself, be special, stand out from the crowd. These messages surround us everywhere. But what if this creates unnecessary pressure and disrupts the natural flow of life? The brain is wired to minimize effort. Yet, today's culture demands the opposite. It convinces us that if we aren't constantly searching for our uniqueness, we must be missing out on something. Anna's story illustrates this perfectly. A successful doctor, she loved her job and her steady life, until she started reading motivational books about finding your true path. I started questioning everything. Maybe I'm living the wrong life? Maybe I should drop everything and open a holistic medicine clinic? I lost my peace and joy, chasing the illusion of a special path. The paradox of conscious non-freedom. Imagine an Olympic swimmer. Most of the time, he lets the water carry him, moving with the flow rather than resisting it. Yet at any moment, he can change direction with a single powerful stroke. His strength is not in constant struggle against the current but in his readiness for it. Life works the same way. Realizing that many of our choices are shaped by society, culture, upbringing, and marketing is not a limitation of freedom. It is the beginning of true freedom, freedom from the illusion of constant choice. The wisdom of non-action. Taoist philosophy teaches the concept of Wu Wei, action through non-action. This is not passivity or laziness but a deep understanding of the natural flow of things and the ability to move with it rather than against it. Just as water flows around rocks without trying to move them, a person can achieve their goals without constantly fighting against life's current. Zen Buddhism takes this idea even further. True wisdom often lies not in the constant drive to change and choose but in the ability to fully be in the moment, accepting it as it is. This does not mean complete inaction, it means acting in harmony with the natural course of things. The conscious choice not to choose. Here's the key distinction. There is a difference between drifting aimlessly out of fear of change and consciously embracing the natural flow of life. The first is a form of avoidance. The second is deep wisdom. How does this work in practice? Here are a couple of stories. Michael, programmer. I stopped torturing myself with questions about whether I was creative or unique enough. I just do my job well, watch the same shows as my friends, go to the same cafes. And in this simplicity, I found true peace. Jane, designer. When I stopped trying to force something special into every project and simply followed well-tested solutions, my work improved. It turned out that clients don't need uniqueness, they need effectiveness. When you should swim against the current, it's important to distinguish between two types of situations. Safe currents. When predetermined choices lead us in an acceptable direction. This includes most everyday decisions, from clothing choices to professional routines. Dangerous turns. Key moments when the current might pull us away from what truly matters. These involve ethics, core relationships, and fundamental values. The practice of conscious readiness. How can you maintain the ability to make real choices while calmly going with the flow? Here are a few practical techniques. The daily compass check. Every evening, ask yourself, if I could change everything right now, what would I change? If the answer is nothing or something minor, you're in a safe current. If the answer makes you pause, pay attention to that signal. Micro-choice practice. Intentionally make small, conscious choices in your daily routine, not because they're important, but to keep your decision-making muscle active. Take a different route to work. Try a new coffee flavor. Start a conversation with a stranger. The current map. Make a list of areas in your life where you're simply going with the flow. Identify which of these are critical to you. This helps you see where you need to stay more alert. Training the inner swimmer. Regularly practice mindfulness and meditation. This develops your ability to notice the moments when a real choice is needed. Wisdom in paradox. Perhaps true wisdom is not about constantly being yourself or living your own life, but about knowing when to accept the flow and when to go against it. As Zen master Bankei once said, do not create anything artificial. Let everything be natural, but be ready to act when action is needed. Conclusion. Freedom in acceptance. Maybe the greatest freedom is the ability to calmly acknowledge, yes, many of my choices have already been made for me. And that's okay, because true strength is not in constantly fighting the current, but in staying ready for the important turns. Real freedom is neither resisting the flow nor fully surrendering to it. It is the ability to see when the current is taking you where you need to go, and when it demands a choice from you. Drop a comment. When was the last time you consciously allowed yourself to go with the flow? And was there a moment when you realized it was time to swim against it? How did you know? P.S. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe. Here, we explore the paradoxes of modern life and look for unexpected solutions.